Hello, so this is my essay on political violence. Stop beating around the bush. Death to all who stand in the way of freedom for the working people. So, before I start, I want to do this quote from MLK. This is from a letter from the Birmingham jail. Spoilers, it has the N word in it. So, if you don't want to skip to when I say I have almost received the regressive conclusion that the Negro's greatest stumbling block is the strike towards freedom. It's not the white citizen councillor or the Ku Klux Klaner, but the white moderate, who is more devoted to order than to the justice, who prefers the negative peace, which is the absence of tension, to a positive peace, which is the presence of justice, who constantly says, I agree with you in the goals you seek, but I cannot agree with your method of direct action, who paternalistically believes that he can set the timetable for another man's freedom, who lives by mythical concept of time, and who constantly advises the Negro to wait for a more convenient season. Shallow understanding for people of good will is more frustrating than absolute misunderstanding from people or people of ill will. Lukewarm acceptance is much more bewildering than outright rejection. So, we'll talk about types of political violence. This is just a list of political violence I've took off of Wikipedia. Election violence, continent injustice, civil war, revolution, rioting, rebellion. Okay, those are very ranging terms. Now, these are, as you can see, extreme ideas. Political violence can take many forms. It can even just be harassment off the internet, which I'll talk to later. So, political violence. So this is some from Wikipedia, if you're asking. Political violence varies widely from service and politics, political science, or consumer organization from farm work consider a type of violence which are used by the relevant actors. Violence between non-state actors, one-side violence which is prepared by a state actor against civilians, and violence between states. State identifies other types of political violence. Identifies war, civil war, terrorism, political assassination, military coups, mass protest, rebellion, intercommunity violence, organization, cartel, ethnic cleansing, genocide, and state representation. Oops. So, political violence is justified. Now, those were all extreme examples of political violence. We must understand that political violence can be much more. As I said before, political violence could just be harassment of someone of views. I believe that if there are fascists harassing socialists off the internet, I hate that. I hate that. I wish anyone who tries to do it should death. But if it is so that fascists get kicked off the internet, good. I want that. I want that if you are a fascist or believe right-wing views and you are on the internet, you to be harassed. I want you to feel weak. Because remember, the main idea of fascism is that strength. Fascists want to sell strength. If they feel harassed, weak, people are really people. You have to understand this. Not your average political person isn't going to be that political smart. Like they're not that politically smart. Like most if you went up to someone who believes in the JQ, he's not gonna probably not like the JQ, or some other like far right belief. I think the JQ is a bit too far. I think if you think about like the JQ, you need to know enough politics. But I think people who find other far right fascist beliefs aren't actually fascist. Well, at least they will claim they're fascist. I want so they're not hard. I think that if there is actually pain to have far right ideology, I think there'll be less people would be far right. Now, optics. Now, sorry for like the dark screen there. So, what I mean by optics, I here have of anti-fascist action. Sorry, hard to say it. How much have you heard the word anti-fascist? A bit. Now, what's it normally called? Antifa. Now, this is a great segue into optics. That's why I denounce political violence. Political violence is bad optically. I want when people are in protests not to don't wear black, look like civilians. Don't. If you have someone in like full black coat just punching fascists, like your average normie is not gonna go. He's gonna go, oh, these are two crazy people, and just switch off. You need to look like civilians. So that's my problem to political violence. Like, there's a reason. Like, for example, BLM, Black Lives Matter, amazing movement, bad name. BLM, Black Lives Matter sounds like they're saying that only Black Lives Matter. So which is not. It should be called, I'm better to say Black Lives Matter also, which is probably better. Same again, like Antifa. It's really easy to say Antifa is a terrorist group. If you say anti-fascism is a terrorist group, you sound to look a little bit weird. You look weird. It's worse optics. We, as leftists, we need good optics because we do not have support from oil barons. That's my last slide. Oops, bye.